My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me now and we will explore these topics and so much more with fascinating guests, authors, and experts who will guide us to Destination Unlimited. With everything in the world that can possibly divide people and nations, is there something that can unite us, find common ground between us, and ultimately take us beyond the illusion of separation? My guest this week on Destination Unlimited, Regula Curti, along with her husband Beat, created the Beyond Foundation in 2007 using music to inspire mutual respect, compassion, and dialogue between religions and cultures around the world and to awaken tolerance and love. This concept has grown and blossomed since 2008 with the release of 3 amazing albums and the just-released 4th creation, Awakening Beyond. Please join me in welcoming to Destination Unlimited and OMTimes magazine, Regula Curti. Good evening, Regula.
Good evening, Victor.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Please share with our listeners your personal story and how music became an integral part of your life.
Music was always a very important part of my life. I grew up with singing, with music, with playing the violin, and especially also with realizing that for me, singing and music has a healing effect. So when I was sad, I would go rather to my room and play my violin or sing, and feeling good about it later. So music and the healing aspect of music was with me in my earliest childhood, and I dedicated this aspect to my entire life.
And how did you get involved in yoga?
That was many years ago. I was in Thailand and at a resort. I've never done yoga, but I had a very nice teacher there. And the first lesson was touching me so much that I knew yoga will be a part of my life and a part of my health and part of my mental health as well. So I started to look deeper into yoga, found my own masters and teachers in India, and especially Yogi Bhajan, who is the master of Kundalini Yoga. I was very much touched by this technology of yoga because there is so much singing involved, mantra singing, soundings, and as a musician and singer, it's just the right yoga to do. And I continued this path with Kundalini Yoga, and it gave me the strength and the power and also the creativity to realize that yoga you do not for yourself only. You do it for other people or to give something to other people. It's about giving yourself or devote yourself entirely to an idea and to uplift people.
Now, how did the mantram affect you when you started chanting?
It was in an early morning session, sadhana. It's the typical 2 hour before sunrise, getting up and practicing yoga and singing. I was singing the 7 chants for the chakras, and I immediately was touched so deep, realizing the enormous power of singing mantras. And I went into my day realizing that I have to found our foundation, the Beyond Foundation, to really give all my time and all my knowledge and my capacity to this project Beyond. So it was actually this early morning rising, singing, which gave me so much power to realize what came then in the next 10 years.
What does the word beyond mean to you?
Beyond came from that wonderful Rumi quote, Rumi, the Persian poet. Beyond right and wrong, there is a field. I meet you there. To create with music a field, a neutral field, was the goal with our music, and means that it is beyond names, it is beyond gender, beyond faces. It is a field you open to meet people, which is a field of love at the end, a field which doesn't know any differences.
That's beautiful. Now, two of your neighbors in Switzerland joined the project in 2008 with the launch of Beyond Music. You lived in an amazing neighborhood, including Tina Turner and Dechen Shakdagse, whom I had the pleasure of interviewing earlier this year. How did this lovely synchronicity come about?
Well, Dechen, I knew from her music. I was playing her music in my yoga classes for years. And I thought she is one of those Tibetans living in the Himalayas, and was not aware that she lives opposite the lake, just nearby. And finally, I got from a client a card of her address and a business card, and I realized, oh, she's in Switzerland. So I contacted her, and we started to have a wonderful friendship, and started to sing together, to also to sing on reunions of business people, or I remember once we went to an important center where Jewish people and Palestinian people came, and they needed just music to neutralize the field. So we did, and they were asking us, do you have a CD? And we said no. So we were looking at each other, and that was the beginning of the first CD, Beyond, Buddhist and Christian Prayers. And we realized during the process of creating that we are not strong enough, that we needed like a celebrity to push us and to help us to really bring that message into the world. And well, there are no coincidences in life, but my husband lived in the house where Tina Turner lives now. And Tina Turner wanted to know the people who were living before her in this house, and invited us for dinner. And that's how I met her, and we had immediately such a strong understanding about spirituality and about the effect of singing. And I remember that beautiful evening, and when Dechen and I were together, all of a sudden we said, Tina Turner, she has to be part of that project. So I contacted her, and she said yes.
How wonderful. You know, it almost seems like there was a natural energy between the three of you. We talk about synchronicity, that there are no coincidences. There must have been this natural energy when the three of you got together and recognized each other and said, we are sisters in this project, wasn't there?
That's correct. It was like that deep understanding of each other, and just a gratefulness that we find together in this life. Perhaps again, we don't know, perhaps we met in another life already, and to fulfill in this life this vision and this job to bring to people our music.
The first time you mingled and blended your voices together, what was that experience like?
It was realizing that the essence of all is one. As we merged our voices, Dechen and myself, it was so natural when I was singing the Christian chants and she was singing the Buddhist mantras. It was blending so well, and we realized that the essence is one. It's just just other words we sing, but what's under or beyond those words is the same belief, the same message.
Absolutely, and that wonderful blending together must have been transcendent. It's almost like being in a chapel of amazing singing, raising you up, raising the energy.
That it was like that, and I can tell you the title devotion, which I know you will probably make people listening to. Devotion, I was singing an amen, and the moment I was finishing singing, I felt that I could leave now this earth because it was fulfilled. It was so strong that I could almost say, that's it. I can go now. I delivered it.
Wow. What an experience that must have been. Ready to go. My guest this evening on Destination Unlimited, Regula Curti, collaborator on the Beyond projects, and we'll be back with more Regula and all this wonderful music after these words from the OMTimes Radio Network.
OMTimes Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. OMTimes, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Circle of Hearts Radio is a sanctuary on the airwaves. Join me, Grandmother Elia, in the circle on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern as I share information to both enlighten and nourish your soul.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom, but a little over a year ago, we realized she couldn't take care of herself without our help. And well, how could I not be there for her? I had no idea how hard it would be and just what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and, even for me, ways to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics that got me started, but also information about the hurdles I was facing in this new role. I could even connect with experts and hear from others who had been in my place. I know this road we're on isn't an easy one, but I'm really happy to have the extra help for her and for me.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. This message is brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
This is high blood pressure. Get back on your plan. Go to loweryourhbp.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
And we're back on Destination Unlimited. My guest this evening, the wonderful Regula Curti, talking about the Beyond Project and this amazing music designed to bring people together, to show us the uniformity of everyone, to show us the union of everyone and the love that we should all be sharing. So the first album that you created together was called Beyond the Buddhist and Christian Prayers. Tell us a little bit more about how that came together.
Well, Dechen and I, we were starting this project together, beautiful Buddhist voice living in Switzerland. We were like meeting in a reunion at the monastery, the famous monastery Einsiedeln, and had the chance to help the abbot of the monastery to bring His Holiness the Dalai Lama to Switzerland, into that monastery, to celebrate interreligious conference with His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the abbot. And there, the two representative of the two belief system, they encouraged us to be inspired by another belief system, but to go deeper in the own belief system. So for me, that was like very important, because I'm raised Protestant in Christian belief, and was leaving that the church in a way to practice Buddhism. And when the two representatives said that to us, I realized I have to go back to see if in the Christian church or in our Christianity there are no similar chants or prayers to sing which have the same effect as the Buddhist mantras. And I found out that we have many beautiful repetitive prayers like the Rosary, Ave Maria, and Kyrie, and Amen. And I started to practice that all over again and realized, oh, they bring me to that same place within me where I have a good place. Like the Buddhist mantras I was used to sing before. So Dechen had lots of understanding for that and helped me to go into that vibration she was using, or this vibration of the heart. So placing actually the voice in the vibration of the heart so that it can reach out to other hearts. And so we started to work together and developing this album.
This album became a platinum-selling international success. It was blessed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and features Regula and Tina Turner and Dechen Chakdakse. And you're going to share with us a piece now from the album. What is it, the name of the piece, and tell us a little bit about it.
So the piece is called Devotion, and unites two chants. The Regula chant, sung by Dechen Chakdakse, and Amen, sung by myself. And we believe that those chants have the same essence, the essence of being one and being in the here and the now. Yes. That was actually what we experienced when we were singing those two chants together. And this chant was so much used in hospitals, in rooms where people were dying or where women were giving birth to their children. It has a truly healing aspect. Devotion was also used to get over sleeplessness. It was used in oncology, so people who had cancer, who were using this chant to listen to during their chemotherapy. So we experienced and we had this wonderful joy to realize that we have done a truly healing song with devotion.
From the album Beyond Buddhist and Christian Prayers from the Beyond Project, Devotion. That was the beautiful devotion from the album Beyond, Buddhist and Christian Prayers. Now, the three of you, empowered by the success of Beyond, produced a second album in 2011 called Children Beyond. This work included 30 children representing six different cultures and religions. What was the genesis of this Gold Award-winning album?
It was a woman from Thailand who once called me and said, "Why don't you do something for children? We need it so much." And she was so insisting, and I just realized that's the way to go. And looked around in my neighborhood, looked around in my town, where we can find children representing those six cultures. I was asking Dechen if she and her two nephews would be also part of the project, and she immediately said yes. So we were developing again with 30 children, Dechen and myself together, different prayers and mantras from those different traditions. And that was I had tea with Tina and she said, "What are you doing? You seem so busy." She said, "Yes, I'm busy with a new CD for the children." And she said, "Can I listen to it?" So we did. And she had goosebumps and said, "Regula, you can have again my voice, my name, and my pictures." So I was like almost fainting because I would have never dared to ask her to make a children's CD with me. And she was so much involved in this production. She was helping us so much to make it a success. She joined the children. She was dancing with the children. She was like also making her own introduction, sing and you do the right thing. So it was so lovely to see how she was really living up to that wonderful collaboration.
And what cultures and religions did the children represent?
They represented Tibetan children, Buddhist belief system. They represented Christian children, Hindu children, Jewish children, then also Sikh children and Muslim children. We have many Muslim children in Zurich, and so we had 6 belief systems together.
That's absolutely wonderful. And we're going to sample a selection from that album after our break. My guest tonight is Regula Curti. She's the founder with her husband of the Beyond Project, music to bring us beyond the boundaries that we have created for ourselves, the artificial boundaries, and find the true love between us all. Regula, please tell our listeners where they can find out more about your project and also get these albums.
You can get it on iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify, or you can simply plug into our website, beyondsinging.com. Oh, sorry, I think it's beyondsinging.org.
Okay.
And or Beyond Foundation, and you find our website, and the website will let you know wherever you can download the songs, or how you can get the albums.
Wonderful. And we'll be back with Regula Curti and the Beyond Project after these words from the OMTimes Radio Network.
You're listening to OTR FM, part of the IOM Radio Network.
Humanity Healing International is a small nonprofit with a big dream. Since 2007, HHI has been working tirelessly to bring help to communities with little or no hope. Our projects are not broad mandates, nor are they overnight solutions, but they bring the reassurance that no one is alone and that someone cares. To learn more, please visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Welcome back to The Cat Show. Up next, we have Nico. Nico is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right. A group known especially for their sunspot sleeping, ball chasing, leg rubbing, and of course, companionship. Just look how she struts.
It's like she owns the place.
And see how she curls up and cuddles her person.
The pitch on her purring is simply perfect.
Nice one.
Fantastic cat. But really the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Nico is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Sylvia Henderson, intuitive life coach and energy healer. Are you ready to elevate and rise way above your normal? Be sure to listen to my show, Intuitive Transformations, on OMTimes Radio, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get the inspiration you need to transform your life.
And we're back on Destination Unlimited. My wonderful guest this evening, Regula Curti. She and her husband founded the Beyond Project and have created some masterpieces along with Dechen Chakdakse and Tina Turner and many other artists. And we're going to talk about some of the newer albums that are coming up. But before the break, we were talking about the album from 2011, Children Beyond. And Regula has been generous enough to share a piece from that album. Regula, what is the piece we're going to share with our listeners?
It is called Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, and it's a prayer for peace, a mantra for peace. It's a Hindu mantra. May well-being, peace, wholeness, and tranquility, happiness and prosperity be achieved by all, is the meaning. And it ends with the beautiful Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Tina will sing. You will hear her voice singing it along with the children and with Dechen and myself. And the chant was so beautifully received on YouTube that we got many, many clicks.
That's wonderful. So here's that selection from Children Beyond. What a lovely selection from Children Beyond. Children Beyond was also selected to be the soundtrack of a film. How did that come about?
Many years we were following the wonderful master and teacher Thich Nhat Hanh, and he became a friend of us. He has written this beautiful book, Planting a Seed, a book for children to teach them mindfulness. And I think it was a student of him who had the idea to do a film about that book to teach children, and came listening to Children Beyond and had the idea to join forces, let's say, to have a strong soundtrack, but also the name of Children Beyond and our, of course, celebrity Tina, who could help us to bring Planting Seed of Mindfulness, this beautiful movie about children, into the world. So we joined forces together, and that's how it became the soundtrack of that movie.
And that film was called Planting Seeds of Mindfulness?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. In 2014, Sawani Shende Satai, I hope I pronounced that correctly, a master of Indian classical music, joined you, Tina and Dechen, on the third album, the Tara Award-winning Love Within Beyond. What was it like blending in this fourth voice?
Sawani Satai is a beautiful soul. She comes, of course, from the tradition of mantra singing and prayer singing over generation, and she is one of those kind of singer she's carrying like the tradition for all the generations behind her, and she was taught by her grandmother. I met her and I immediately felt that she could, with her personality and with her knowledge, easily blend into the Beyond project. There was like this moment of, we know each other from another lifetime. And so the work with her was so beautiful and so joyful. She's a very joyful soul. So she smiles a lot. She laughs a lot. And for the yoga world, actually, we thought that it will be very important to unite Buddhist mantras, Hindu mantras, and Christian mantras, because yoga is in the Western world so important today that we thought we would like to give of all the participants from all the different belief systems. We would like to give them the home. If you listen to your own belief system, like your amen, then it's home. If you listen as an Indian woman or man to an Indian chant, that's me, that's home. So we thought it is very important to unite, to make a wonderful soundtrack for yoga lessons, and of course also for healing again, which always has been our focus, to produce healing movement, transcendent music, uplifting music.
And this album was dedicated to divine mothers, goddesses, and saints, and we're going to share a selection from this album. Tell us a little about the selection that we're going to share.
There is a very, very strong title, The Mother Within. As we know, in our world, it is so important that also men start to more refer to their female power. And we also believe that the instinct of a mother, the earliest chant the mother is doing is she takes her child into her arm and she starts humming. So it's very close to the child and very close to sing a soothing melody to help the child to relax, to sleep. And this energy we wanted to bring into our music and also to share with men, because we believe that our world is suffering because this energy, this supporting, receiving energy of a mother is lacking, because a mother would never kill. She would always, or she was sick. I mean, that can happen, that there are mothers, they are sick and they kill their children, but it comes out of a very sad psychological disposition. But normally a woman does not kill people. So we thought that it is very important to initiate to that theme of the female power and the woman within all of us.
From Love Within Beyond, Mother Within. Back on Destination Unlimited, my guest this evening, the wonderful Regula Curti. We're talking about the Beyond Project, and your fourth and latest effort is called Awakening Beyond, and you added new voices to the group. Please tell us who joined you in this project and what each voice represents.
It was always my vision and my wish to unite all the 5 religion and 5 culture for a new project. And I knew that it will be probably the most difficult task to find a Muslim voice, because in Islam, the woman is actually not singing in public. So that was very difficult to find. It had to be a woman who is liberal, a liberal Muslim woman, and who is allowed to do so. And I knew that it will be also difficult to find that Jewish voice, because I had a vision. We have the Sephardic voices. The Sephardic people, they were leaving Spain, Andalusia, and were moving to Morocco, or they were moving to Iran, or moving back then to Israel, and they are carrier of all those influences: Spanish influence, Moroccan influence, Arabic elements. And I truly wanted a voice like that. And we found in Mour Gabasi this wonderful voice. She comes from Jerusalem. And finally, the Muslim voice was found in Illinois, in the US. Her name is Dima Osho, and she comes from a very interesting background as well. Her grandparents, they come from Russia, and they moved to Turkey, and finally they moved to Syria, and from Syria they moved to the United States. So I have some very, very powerful voices added to Savani Shentesataye, our Indian voice from Pune, Mumbai. And I had to find another Buddhist voice because Dechen Shaktaksai decided to go her own ways, and found in Ani Joying, a nun from Kathmandu. She is called the singing voice for freedom. She is an amazing voice. She has an incredible background as a nun and as a founder of a school for girls, and as a founder of different association for dialysis in Nepal. And her singing actually is sponsoring all her projects, and she has a vibration in her voice. She lives near the Himalaya, which is truly amazing, and I'm very happy that Ani could join the project.
And you had a Syrian-American composer and producer. Please tell us about him.
Yes, Karim Rustam. I met him in Lucerne. Lucerne in Switzerland has a very famous music festival in July. And he was with the West Eastern Divan with Daniel Barenboim in Lucerne, representing the Palestinian composer next to a Jewish composer. And his music touched me so deeply. I was looking at my husband, and he had immediately the same idea that could be the producer of our next album. And we met in Boston, and we were totally convinced of his personality and his knowledge. He has studied also Western music, but he is very knowledgeable with all the other tradition, the Arabic music system. The harmonies are totally different than in our Western music, of course. So he was the right person to approach this difficult task to unite 5 different world religion and cultures together.
What message would you like listeners to take away from this wonderful body of work?
I would love if people could open their hearts for all the different traditions and all the people who are carrying this tradition with them, and that the music can take them beyond, and that they can experience that beyond into that field of neutrality, that we have no judgments, that we have no labels, and that we open to that world, which is a world of so many interesting cultures. I mean, it would be very boring if it would be all Christians or Buddhists, or we would lose so much beauty, so much richness also. So I would like people to be able, after this album, to embrace the world as the world is in our days, and that they realize that not every Muslim is bad, that there are many, many Muslims and many, many Jewish people and many, many Christians and Buddhists, and which are wonderful personalities and wonderful souls, and they bring a lot of peace and love into our society. So that's what I would like to achieve with our Awakening Beyond. So to create some sort of awakening in people, that they realize we are all one. We just carry other names, or we carry another skin colors, but in the very essence of our beings, we are all living beings having a heart who beats for love and for peace.
Regula Curti, wonderful. Please tell our listeners one more time where they can find the albums and more about this wonderful project.
The easiest way is you join our website, beyondfoundation.org or beyondsinging.com, and we are on Amazon, we are on iTunes, we are on Spotify, and you will find us there too.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to treat our listeners to this wonderful piece from Awaken Beyond called Awaken Beyond. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful week.
Gone. Gone beyond. Gone altogether beyond. Oh, what an awakening. Gone. Gone beyond, altogether beyond. Awakening fulfilled. Gone to the other shore. Attained the other shore, having never left. Totally gone, completely gone. Enlightened, so be it. Oh, you have done. You have completely crossed the margin. This is enlightenment.
Tadyatha gati gati par gati ali ali ruhi par sangati bodhi swa ali ali ruhi gati gati par gati ali ali ruhi par sangati bodhi swaha ali ali ruhi gati gati ale gati gati par gati ali ali ruhi par sangati bodhi बोधी स्वाहा आले आले गति गति पार गति लब्बैक लब्बैक पार संगति बोधि स्वाहा या سري ونجوائي गति 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 لبيك لبيك पार संगति बोधि स्वाहा يا قصدي ومعنائي गति गति أدعوك بل أنت تدعوني إليك فهل ناديت إياك سنجتي بودي سوها أم ناديت إياني गति गति पार गति लब्बैक लब्बैक